Good morning, Rockets fans. Today we're going to be talking about Rockets versus the Celtics the other day. First things first, I definitely want to talk about Jabari Smith Jr. We definitely needed you against the Celtics, man. They were running big lineups, and if nobody understood Jabari's importance on the team after that game, it's evident that we need players like Jabari Smith Jr. on the team, and his defense, his length, his versatility. That's what you need in order to play those great teams like the Celtics. But on a good note, we're getting Amen Thompson back. Half of the Terror Twins are returning, so Amen. Gotta stay on the floor, man. The best ability is availability, and I'm sure that you learned that lesson over these past two games that you missed. So let's get right into it, y'all. In the first quarter, I want to give an early salute to Jalen Green. He has added this elbow jumper to his game. Beautiful. That's a go-to. That's a go-to. It's always going to be there, and you got a shot that's like a layup. When the layup isn't available, you got something that you could go to, man. And it seemed like you were the only player that could get it going consistently throughout the game today. But you cannot beat the great teams with just one player. The best performance, Michael Jordan, 63 points against the Celtics in the playoffs. Even he couldn't do it. And Jalen Green didn't have the best game, but he had a phenomenal game, and he can't do it by himself. So we need players to come along with him, man. And I'm just hoping that we could get two or three players in order to have great games. Especially at home, man. Role players, and I'm not calling anybody out, but role players are supposed to be playing good at home. So these are the kind of things that you got to watch out for, man. Who gets up early in order to have great games against the better teams? That's critical, man. That's critical. We gave up a lot of offensive rebounds, or at least earlier in the game. We got out rebounded by 4, but we were one of the better offensive rebounding teams in the league, and we ended up getting out rebounded. On the defensive end, mainly because we were giving up too many second chance points, and it doesn't matter how good of a defense that we have. And honestly, this video is going to be majority defensive adjustments that we can make, but we need to get better at securing rebounds on the defensive end against the better teams. I pointed it out against the Warriors. This is just another instance. The best teams can get the ball off the glass, man. In the second quarter, it was evident that we were missing Jabari Smith Jr. He was exactly what we needed in this game. They were bigger than us. They had a big lineup in Porzingis, and I want to say his number is 44. Yeah, our defensive rotations weren't the best. We were leaving people open on a 3. We were giving great looks at the rim. Either their screens were just good, or we were just intimidated by the better opponent. Yeah, man. Rockets, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better. Y'all have them pick a poison, and their second best player or the first best player, whether or not that's even an argument anymore, I'm not sure. But Jaylen Brown didn't play. Love Jaylen Brown. Love Jason Tatum. Love what they got going on. But Jaylen Brown didn't even play, and we got blown off the floor. Got to ask yourselves, after games like these, is that how much better they are than us? We got to have a level of fight. We got to have a level of focus even against the teams that are better than us. We gotta be consistent throughout the games, even when we're down, because we could chip away at leads, and we could find ourselves back into a game. Just like how these other teams do against us. We'll be up 20 points, and then next thing you know, we're only up 5. And then sometimes we end up losing these games, and sometimes we end up winning. It's a lack of focus, and we got to get centered again, especially against these good teams, man. Playing up to opponents, and not just being front runners against the bad teams. But we've been doing good overall. We just injury ridden right now, man. Injury ridden. No disrespect to this guy I'm about to name, but he had a great game. Peyton Pritchard. If his game against the Rockets was any form of his game throughout the season or throughout his career, his jersey's going up in the rafters. And if we want to win against the better teams, we can't have the Peyton Pritchards of the world having Hall of Fame games against us. I can understand Tatum. I can understand Jaylen Brown. I can understand Porzingis. But Peyton Pritchard, salute to him. He had a great game. Again, no disrespect, but bruh, we got to do better of not letting the role players, and these are better role players, right? Derek Whites of the world. We can't let these guys have Hall of Fame games against us, man. I mean, if that game was anything like how he plays on a regular basis, his jersey's going up in the rafters against all the greats of the Celtics. That's how great he looked. Shout out to him. At the end of the second quarter, we're not doing ourselves any favors by letting Şengün guard their better player on the wing. I understand that they did whatever it took, this play being a great example of getting Şengün onto Tatum, but if we can continue to switch, they only got 24 seconds to get a shot up. So do with that what y'all will, Rockets. I definitely want to say that, again, this is poison, man. Letting Şengün defend one of the better guards in the league one-on-one. They're going to find a way to do it, but we got to find a way in order to either have them waste a lot of that shot clock, get in that matchup that they want, or we're matching a guard on a guard. Dylan Brooks, the Cam Whitmores, the Jalen Greens of the world, having them play defense on Jason Tatum on the wing one-on-one if it has to be one-on-one, or we making that matchup against Alfred Şengün with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. That way he's forced to put up a bad shot. So, yeah, man. A lot of things that we could watch when it comes to the film. A lot of things that we can improve on when it comes to the defensive end primarily. I mean, the offense wasn't that bad. We definitely did go a certain amount of time without scoring. But the biggest mistakes and the biggest adjustments that we can make were definitely on the defensive end of this game. Player of the game, man, goes to Jalen Green. Again, man, the best players and the better players in the NBA, they play great against the great opponents, and this is just another example, man. This was a poster on their big man, man. This man has a family, Jalen. But this man came to the lane with bad intentions, and that's what we need. That's what we need. We need players like this. We need guys with attitudes like this. Keep it going, Jalen Green. Player of the game. Shout out to you. Finally, I want to point out this play by Şengün. If you do find yourself on an island against one of these guards, man, take this play and keep it in mind. You had Drew Holiday on the wing. You forced him to the basket and had him have to make a tough layup over a taller defender and yourself. That's the mindset that you have. Force him off the three, make him drive, and have to make a tough layup over you. That's what you should do if you find yourself on an island. Finally, before we get out of here, man, Cam Whitmore, I saw that your confidence kind of waned a little bit after that you got that highlight made on you by Tatum. Hey, man, you got to keep your head up, man. We need you, bro. Peace, y'all.
I'm Celtics famous, ooh, I'm Celtics famous.